3 reasons why I think he's alive. Number 1, the most obvious, the show needs him for ratings. Clark Gregg is the people's champion, so to speak, when it comes to interacting with fans and making people's day. I mean, he goes out of his way on social media to go above and beyond. And you ask the average Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, which actor goes the furthest on social, it will be Clark Gregg, hands down. Number 2, it's a comic book show, so of course there's tons of ways to bring him back. See Harrison Wells from The Flash. I mean, they figured out a way to bring him back season after season after season. It's kind of comical at this point how they do it. And number 3 kind of ties into number 2. My favorite theory, Coulson was a Skrull the entire time, or Coulson was a life model decoy or will be a life model decoy, because you have a scientist, you have a physician, you have a computer tech savvy individual, all 3 of which are motivated to make something like that happen.
Well, it could happen. I think that, again, that's one of those ways the creative writing could introduce a loophole. I'm not convinced that it would make great storytelling, though, because I don't know, maybe it's just me. I wasn't as thrilled with the LMD storyline. It was interesting. It was compelling to watch, but I just felt a little bit weird about the whole life model decoy question, like who's real and who's not. And maybe that's just personal preference for me, that I don't particularly care for that kind of story. But I don't know. I kind of feel like you could go that route, but I don't think it would really be as effective as just letting the character go.
Amy, I just gave you my different strokes Arnold Drummond look. What you talking about, Amy?
What you talking about, Will?
You love that, huh?
I had to do it.
Well,
you make some good points.
Everybody's got different preferences, you know.
Yeah, the world don't move to the beat of just one drum.
Mm-hmm. And, it's not that it's a bad storyline. It's just it wasn't my favorite kind of storyline.
Which is fair. Like we talked about many times, you were either on board with it or you hated it. Just like being in space. You either loved it or you hated it. There's nobody that was out there that was like, you know what? I woke up today indifferent. It just, it didn't happen. So it's one or the other. You're either all in or you are all out, which is, it's your right to have your own opinion. That's why we make everybody's voice count equally, because we're all coming up with different theories. We're seeing episodes differently too, even though we're watching the exact same things. How many times have you listened to me or Alex and we're saying something and the other one goes, never thought of that?
Yeah.
And you're like,
and sometimes I'll listen to your ideas and think, where did you get that from? Or sometimes it'll be, yeah, I thought the same thing. In college, I was an English major. And if there's one thing I learned from all of the papers I needed to write, it's this, that you can have any sort of opinion you want about a work as long as you can come up with some evidence in the text to support it.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how far-fetched it is, as long as you can come up with some reason why it works, then your theory is fine.
I really like that.